The Wheel of Time. Did the books or TV series do it better? Let's dive in and decide. Let's start first with the differences between the characters from the page to the screen. First up, we have Moiraine Damadrid, played by Oscar nominee Rosamund Pike. In the books, she is described as having dark hair and large dark eyes. She's also relatively short and has a beautiful voice. In the series, Pike has light brown hair that goes to her shoulders and blue eyes. She also wears jewelry often, much like her book counterpart. Next up is Rand al'Thor, played by Dutch actor Josha Stradowski. In the books, Rand is described as being tall with blue-gray eyes and coppery red hair. He has broad shoulders and is slender and muscular. In the series, Stradowski is also tall and lanky. In some episodes, he has bright red hair, for which the character is best known. We also have Matt Calhoun, played by Barney Harris in Season 1 and Donald Finn in Seasons 2 and 3. In the books, he is described as being long-limbed and wiry. He also has brown eyes, which twinkle with mischief, and long brown hair. In the series, both Paris and Finn are tall and lanky with curly black hair and brown eyes. And we can't forget fan favorite Perrin Ibera, portrayed by Marcus Rutherford. In the books, he is described as being tall and heavily built with muscular shoulders and strong arms. He has thick curly brown hair and yellow eyes. Before he became a wolf brother, his eyes were dark brown. In the series, Rutherford has dark, short, coiled hair. His eyes are dark brown, but they do turn gold when he connects with wolves. Next up is Egwene Elvera, played by Madeline Madden. In the books, she is described as being beautiful with large brown eyes and dark brown hair. She is of average height. In the series, she is indeed stunningly beautiful. After she joins the women's circle, her dark hair is braided just like in the books. There is also Nynaeve Almira, portrayed by Zoe Robbins. In the books, she is described as having dark eyes and being relatively short and slim. In the series, Robbins pretty much matches her book counterpart. She is beautiful with dark eyes, and she is relatively short. She also has tightly coiled dark brown hair that is worn in a very long braid. Lastly, I want to talk about Alan Mendrogon, played by Daniel Henney. In the books, he is described as having a face of stoned and chilling blue eyes. He is very tall with shoulder-length hair that grays at the temple. In the series, he has brown eyes instead, and his hair is nearly black, but he does have a stoic face and a very guarded stance. Now, let's talk about some of the story changes between the books and the TV series adaptation. One of the biggest changes between the books and the series is the number of tavarine. In the world of the Wheel of Time, a tavarine is some individual who, for a time, has a significant impact on the wheel's great pattern, twisting the events around them. In the books, there are only 3 living tavarine known: Rand, Perrin, and Matt. In the series, however, a few more are added to the list, such as Egwene and Nynaeve. Another major change deals with the Shadar Logoth. While the show perfectly captures the dead city on the screen, they did change up how Matt obtains the ruby-hilted dagger that begins to corrupt him. In the show, Matt finds the dagger on his own, whereas in the book, Matt, alongside Rand and Perrin, meets an elderly man called Mordreth, who tempts them with treasure. And speaking of the dagger, the iconic MacGuffin has undergone a few changes as well. For one, the dagger's ruby has traditionally been depicted set in the pommel of the dagger. In the series, the ruby is seen more prominently when being held, so it's moved up. But more interesting is the change to the dagger's abilities. At the end of Season 1, Agrir Loial is stabbed with the dagger, and by the book's rules, they should have died a horrifying death, since the dagger quickly and painfully kills anyone it even scratches. In the show, its powers were greatly weakened. More drastic of changes can be found in the Eye of the World, where the events that take place there were altered dramatically. In the book, the Eye is a well of pure unattained Sedin, aka the male half of the One Power. Rand taps into this source of power and kills a freed Forsaken before turning on the power to the Trolloc army attacking Twain's Gap. In the show, this showdown is changed completely. Rand kills the person he thinks is the Dark One, and it cracks the ancient Aes Sedai symbol that they stand on. Season 2 then saw several characters have new plot lines or stories that were never actually found in the books, like Moiraine, for example, known as a powerful Aes Sedai in Season 1, she then loses her ability to channel in the fight with Ishamael. This power removal never actually occurred in the books. So then in Season 2, she goes into hiding and feels sorry for herself. Perrin's plot remains close to the events of Book 2, but the major change is that he is the first to meet Aile. And then we have to talk about Ishamael's demise. As the main villain for the first 2 seasons, he is a servant of the Dark One. In the books, Ishamael survives the battle against Rand and his friends, whereas in the series, we see him crumble into dust. Now, let's talk about what the TV series got right and what it got wrong. One of the major strengths of the adaptation is the captivating world building aided by compelling performances, particularly led by Rosamund Pike. Pike helps to ground the epic scale of the fantasy with an engaging, matriarchal, and believable performance. Her portrayal of Moiraine captures the book character's secretive, powerful, and weary elegance. And her command on screen is vital to bringing the adaptation to life, since Moiraine is the central figure who initiates the adventure. The rest of the main cast, like Josha Stradowski and Madeline Madden, have received praise for their solid portrayals of their key characters, which has aided in the overall world building of the series. Even with some of the recasting in later seasons, the acting remains a standout element that draws viewers to this wonderful high fantasy story. Another strength of the adaptation is how faithful it actually is to bringing to life the fantasy locations in the books. Amazon invested a significant budget into the series, and it shows in the show's special effects, visuals, and cinematography. For one, the show was filmed on location in a beautiful real-world location like Czech Republic, Slovenia, and the Canary Islands, providing the grandeur that's not necessarily possible within a studio set. While some of the CGI has drawn criticism, the high-budget special effects are also a highlight, especially in depicting the One Power and the monstrous Trollocs. The visual effects, along with the high-end cinematography featuring camera shots, have often been praised for their quality and detail, particularly as the show progressed. However, as much as the series has its strengths, it did have a few weaknesses too. One major weakness of the adaptation is its uneven narrative pacing. Many fans felt that key moments from the books were rushed, or that the story has been inconsistently developed. To adapt over a dozen massive books into a limited number of seasons, the show necessarily had to cut down storylines, which often result in several characters' internal struggles and relationships not being developed enough. It also leaves specific episodes with poor quality. Some episodes may kind of drag on for too long, focusing on a minor, while crucial character development or world building is glossed over in others. Which brings me to another weakness of the show. It deviates significantly from the books, altering key events and character arcs from Jordan's books that fans loved. For example, the gender dynamics are different. The books are known for their intricate gender dynamics, with each gender's point of view often influencing events in a humorous and dramatic way. However, the show simplifies a lot of these themes by portraying female characters as universally competent and powerful, which, don't get me wrong, I love, and it's awesome, but it doesn't necessarily give those characters much room to grow or learn about themselves. And not just this, but several character portrayals have been changed, like Matt, who is given a much darker and more tragic backstory in contrast to a more carefree version in the books. All right, so which one wins, the books or the TV series? For me, the TV series ultimately wins. Amazon managed to bring to life the world of Robert Jordan and created this high fantasy series that was everything that we could have dreamed of. The attention to costume details, production design, special effects, and casting really brought the fantasy elements to life for me. But what do you think? Do you think the Amazon adaptation did the books justice, or do you simply prefer the original? Let me know down in the comments as always. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'll see you next time right here on Collider.